Do you know where your food comes from? Do you ever think that the flavor and the nutritional value of your food might be compromised by miles and miles of traveling, packaging, preservatives, and refrigeration? Do you ever think that for most of the food at the supermarket, it takes more calories for that food to arrive there than the actual calories that that food is going to provide you? When we do think about those things all the time, we have decided to take upon a new challenge. Let me tell you what we're up to. We have been growing our food for years, and it's a great thing, you know, for once. It's food that tastes great, is food that we feel that confident eating because it's free from chemical fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides. There's the satisfaction of growing this food, you know, of all the work and effort that went into that, and that's great. But we still rely on the supermarket for many of our groceries. One thing with the supermarket is that you walk in and you go by the fresh produce section, and you find pineapples, and you find citruses, and you find bananas, and you find papayas, and all those delicious things which aren't available year round, and we give in. And you find basmati rice from India, you find quinoa from Peru, you find wine from Australia, you find coffee from Colombia, you find tea from China, and we give in. And the problem is not that we give in. The problem is that we give in so often that becomes the norm of our eating habits. Now, here are some interesting facts. First one, traditional societies around the world are healthier than modern societies in industrialized countries. It is a fact that countries like this, the US, is one of the most medicated countries in the world. So more people per capita here in the US take prescription medicines than in anywhere else in the world. It is also a fact that traditional societies around the world tend to eat foods or raised locally, and their diet is also seasonal. You see, it is not secret that until the mid 20th century, most people ate seasonal diets, even in industrialized nations. They also ate primarily local diets. And when it comes to local and seasonal, I think that's the way nature intends nutrition. You see, it is fascinating how every single vitamin, every single mineral, every single form of nutrition is available in one form or another pretty much everywhere in the planet. It is also true that those things come in cycles. They're not readily available through the year. So it fascinates me, for instance, that, you know, nowadays, we're here at the homestead. Right now we have a lot of strawberries. So we go out and we gorge in strawberries, and so we're getting all the nutrients that we need right now from strawberries. And then, obviously, yes, we do freeze some, and we preserve some. But it is now the time when we're really, as I say, indulging in strawberries or so. And it's almost like we're getting our load of nutrition from strawberries right now, this time, you know. So we kind of overload, so to speak. And then we're set for the year until next spring when strawberries come back. We love those strawberries when they come right out of the little plant, and they're so juicy and sweet and tasty. Listen, better than anything that comes out of any truck. We would like to think that's also more nutritious than anything that comes out of any truck. There's also something great about the pleasure of eating, and it's longing for is an act of longing. Like right now, we can't wait for those fresh tomatoes. You know, I mean, just the thought of the first tomato out of the vine kind of makes our mouth water. Just like 2 months ago, you know, the taste of that strawberry made us feel like that. So it really gives a sense of purpose, if you will, to nutrition and to eating and community and family. And so that's another important element of this big puzzle of nutrition. We, or I, well, we as a family have been thinking about how often we give in and trying to come up with some figures here as to how much food do we really eat that is considered local and seasonal relative to what we buy that is imported. And even though we thought that we were doing very well, it is amazing how we are not. It's kind of a revelation to think about just going over a week. Okay, well, what did I eat today? You know, what was I given today? Because that's the other thing, you know, you go around and you're given things and candies and, you know, and they're talking about stuff that is sourced from somewhere else. And so we have decided to take a new challenge. We are challenging ourselves to reduce our dependence on non-local, non-seasonal food to no more than 15% of our annual diet. That is, 85% of our food is going to be local and seasonal. I'm not saying that we're going to grow 85% of our food or raise it for that matter. What I'm saying is that rather than buying already made ice cream, we're gonna make it ourselves from local ingredients. We are going to bake our own bread, which we have been doing, but this time we're gonna source in our flour, or in this case our wheat, from local sources. There are a number of compromises that we are making here, and I'll post those, and we'll talk about those compromises later on in a different video, because I will involve the whole family. I mean, we're not torturing ourselves, we're nurturing ourselves, and so we're allowing ourselves a little bit of flexibility. We're compromising a little bit. It's not that we're giving up everything. But we have an allowance. The motivation to take upon this challenge comes out of our desire to be to be healthy, to be more sustainable, to be more conscious and to be more careful of the environment, to be more to go more along with what nature wants to do. So in other words, not to force nature, rather going with nature. But like with any challenge, we anticipate ups and downs, and we anticipate struggles and things that we haven't thought about. And so that is why we are documenting this through this YouTube channel. not only so that we can give you a day-to-day journal of how this challenge is going, but also, and more importantly, the only way we can do this is with your support. We need your moral and spiritual support to carry on, and this is the most important point. Your prayers, thoughts, vibes, all those things are really, really important. We need your support for inspiration if this is something that you've done or currently doing. We need your support for suggestions as to meals and ingredients and recipes. We need your support with suggestions as to have you considered growing so and so crops. We need your support with tips on food preservation. Have you tried canning this? Have you frozen that? Here's a recipe for, canning this. This is great. We can make this an interactive channel, and that's something that we look forward to. We also need your support to keep us on check and accountable. It's easy to give in, as I say, but it's your support that will keep us really going strongly. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts from watching our channel. Please come back. Share our channel with friends and families. Subscribe if you haven't done that, so you get notifications every time we post a new video. So until next time, blessings to you and those around you.